News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Bringing you news on Monaco's economy, culture, sports and more. Welcome to News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Coming up on News.mc, discover past week's top stories and meet the people who make Monaco.
Hi, my name is David Massey. I'm the Tournament Director of the Monte-Carlo Rolex Masters, and you are watching News.mc on Monaco Info.
What's been making headline in the past week? Kirsty Coventry was elected as the new president of the International Olympic Committee on March the 19th in Greece, in the presence of His Serene Highness Prince Albert II of Monaco. A former Olympic swimming champion and Zimbabwe's former sports minister, Coventry becomes the first woman, the first African, and the youngest person to lead the IOC. Her landslide victory, with 49 of 97 votes, signals a historic shift in global sport leadership. Despite some controversy over outgoing President Thomas Bach's alleged influence, Coventry's election is widely seen as a win for both continuity and greater diversity. Her experience as an athlete and policymaker brings a fresh perspective to the role at a crucial moment for the Olympic movement. National Council President Thomas Bredzo represented Monaco at the European Conference of Presidents of Parliament in Strasbourg on the 21st of March, a major gathering hosted by the Council of Europe that brought together over 60 parliamentary leaders and 400 delegates. The conference focused on defending democratic institutions amid growing challenges, including rising hate speech, political polarization, and threats to public officials. Bredzo reaffirmed Monaco's deep commitment to democratic values and highlighted the country's unique governance model, particularly its efforts to encourage youth participation in political life. He also underscored Monaco's potential to serve as an example of stability and dialogue in a rapidly changing world. On the sidelines, Bredzo met with leaders from France, Switzerland, Iceland and Belgium, discussing shared concerns such as electoral systems, end-of-life legislation and European cooperation. The war in Ukraine was a recurring theme, reinforcing the urgent need to preserve peace and democratic unity across Europe. The Monte-Carlo Opera celebrated both the 150th anniversary of Maurice Ravel's birth and the 100th anniversary of his celebrated opera L'Enfant et le Sortilège with a special double bill program at the Salle Garnier from March the 21st to 27th. This tribute brought together the Monte-Carlo Philharmonic Orchestra, the opera's adult choir, and the children's choir from the Académie Rainier III, offering audiences a rich and evocative musical experience. The program featured Ravel's only two operas, L'Enfant et le Sortilège and L'Heure Espagnole. The new production offered a fresh interpretation of both works, balancing fantasy and realism while paying homage to their original spirit. The event also highlighted Monaco's historical role in Ravel's career, as L'Enfant et le Sortilège first premiered in the Principality in 1925. On Sunday, March the 23rd, Their Serene Highnesses Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene attended the inaugural Road Safety Day held on the esplanade of La Voto Beach. Organised by the Princess Charlene of Monaco Foundation, the event aimed to raise awareness of road safety and promote eco-friendly urban mobility. Throughout the day, families enjoyed free activities, including a road safety village, a pump track, and a dedicated cycling circuit to help young riders improve their skills. A highlight was the Monobike Challenge, with 6 relay teams riding through Monaco for 8 hours to encourage responsible cycling. The event also featured stands from partners such as the Monaco Red Cross, firefighters, and Sûreté Publique. With strong community support, the day offered fun, learning, and reflection, establishing Road Safety Day as a key annual event, promoting safer and greener transport across the Principality. The 16th Monaco Blue Initiative was held at the Oceanographic Museum on March the 24th under the patronage of His Serene Highness Prince Albert II. It convened international experts, policymakers, scientists and business leaders to address the urgent challenges facing the world's oceans. The event focused on scaling innovation and mobilizing private and public finance. Discussions highlighted the need for meaningful implementation of set agreements, with speakers stressing that philanthropy alone cannot support ocean conservation. greater involvement from businesses and financial institutions is essential. By strengthening the dialogue between science, policy and industry, the Monaco Blue Initiative continues to act as a catalyst for collaborative solutions, helping to protect marine ecosystems and support a sustainable, resilient blue economy on a global scale. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II joined Peace and Sport on the 26th of March to officially launch the 2025 White Card campaign in Monaco. Held ahead of the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace on April the 6th, the initiative encourages people worldwide to share images of themselves holding up a white card, a symbol of peace, inclusion and hope. This year's campaign focuses on the 460 million children living in conflict zones, underlining sport's potential to rebuild communities and support education. Speaking at the event, His Serene Highness Prince Albert II praised the growing impact of the campaign, describing sport as a powerful vector for peace. He was joined by Peace and Sport President Joel Bouzou and several champions for peace, including Zakia Koudadadi and Maro Engel. The French Navy's multi-mission vessel BSAM Loire made a 3-day port call in Monaco from March the 25th, offering a unique insight into France's maritime capabilities. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II joined dignitaries and the public aboard the 70-metre, 3,000-ton ship, which is known as the Swiss Army knife of the French Navy for its versatility. Crewed by 24 sailors, the Loire supports submarines, assists distressed vessels, and can tow massive ships, including aircraft carriers. Primarily serving the Mediterranean, the vessel patrols from Menton to Perpignan as part of France's regional maritime operations. Its Monaco stopover highlighted cutting-edge naval technology and reinforced the Principality's close ties with the French Navy. The rocket team narrowly escaped defeat against Žalgiris Kaunas on the evening of Tuesday, March 25th, forcing overtime before securing a hard-fought 96-86 victory led by standout performances from Mike James and Eli Okobo. Despite a last-second scare from Sylvain Francisco, Monaco held their ground in extra time, earning their 19th EuroLeague win of the season and maintaining their position in the top 4. With 3 games remaining, Monaco now prepares for a crucial showdown against Olympiacos in Greece, followed by clashes with Panathinaikos and ASVEL to close out the regular season. The Roca team pulled off a major upset on Thursday, March 27th, defeating EuroLeague leader Olympiacos 77-80 in a thrilling showdown. Despite a shaky second quarter, Monaco regained control in the final minutes, led by Jaron Blossomgame's 18 points and Mike James's 12 assists. With this 20th win, Monaco secured a spot in the quarter-finals, reinforcing their position in the EuroLeague's top 4. Next up, our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
Hi, my name is David Massey. I'm the tournament director of the Monte-Carlo Rolex Masters. I am actually British by passport, but I was brought up in Mallorca in Spain, so the same island as Nadal as it happens. And so I spent my youth there, and then I went to boarding school and then university in the UK, and I studied Hispanic studies. I got introduced to the press officer of the Mallorca Open, a tennis tournament in Mallorca. This was in 1999, and so I worked at that tournament, and I encountered the ATP Tour. They came to the tournament, as they always do, for the competition, and I met the ATP there. And they said, when you finish your studies, please consider joining the ATP, which I did. And after that, I was given the choice or the opportunity to join the Rolex Monte-Carlo Masters and work for that tournament, which I've been doing so since October 2021. I agreed to do the job without ever visiting. And there was one person leaving the ATP. I took his position in the office and his apartment and all of his furniture. And so it was quite a coincidence that I had never been to Monaco before that, but I love the idea. It's similar to Mallorca, where we're in the Mediterranean coast. The weather is delightful year round. And so I immediately felt at home here. And as a little anecdote, when I moved here, I met my wife within the first 2 weeks. Since been married and 3 kids, so it moved very fast. So the Rolex Monte Carlo Masters is the oldest clay court tournament in the world, even older than Roland-Garros because of the surface. It has always been a big tournament, as you said, it's always been a big tournament. And what really happened recently was the evolution. I think we can mark the 1990s, the creation of the ATP Tour. It's like the Super 9, they used to call it, the Mercedes Super 9. In our case, it's very competitive because we have a smaller draw. We have a 56 draw that says 56 players, very intense from the very first round because the opponents are all ranked within the top 50 in the world. So it's extremely difficult to win the tournament. And against some of the very best players in the world, like Roger Federer played the final, Novak Djokovic. Djokovic won the tournament already twice, but you know, a lot of competition there with the best players of an amazing era. It just shows you that what it means to win this tournament. When you look at Prince Albert's attendance at the tournament, his interaction with the players, you know, that's stuff that we live for. And it made me think about how emotional Prince Albert was when Charles Leclerc won the Monaco Grand Prix last year, just how involved Prince Albert is in sport. And that it's a big driver for us as a small team working year round for this event, knowing that sport is important to the Principality and to the Prince. Our partners tell us very often that they find it very easy to invite people, no matter where they are in the world, to come to the Rolex Monte Carlo Masters. And it's a combination of coming to the tournament and to the Principality. You know, we've had anecdotes of guests coming from very far, whether it's United States or Australia. They come to the tournament and they absolutely love it here. And our partners, you know, receive a lot of guests, and they receive them in some of the best conditions possible in sport. I would say it must be one of the best invitations that our partners are able to offer across many events of the year, but it really stands out as one of the very best on tour. Again, it's a massive privilege to be, one, living in Monaco, but also working for such an event which belongs to Monaco. And so I always feel incredibly proud to do that on behalf of Monaco. Leaving the ATP Tour after 20 years was not an easy decision to make. I love my time at the ATP Tour, but having the chance to work for the Monte Carlo tournament was just not a chance I wanted to miss. A lot of players are actually resident in Monaco year-round, and they love it here. Just like other sports with Formula One drivers, there's many different sports where cyclists are here. But in this case, we've got, I think, over 30 players, which are men's professional tennis players living in Monaco, including world number 1 Yannick Sinner and many other ones. They really like it here. It's a great base to find that they can train outdoors year-round. The Monte Carlo Country Club offers year-round access with hard courts, clay courts, a fantastic gym. And as you say, it's one of those areas where people can really relax and they can enjoy the Principality. We can encourage fans to come to the Monte Carlo Country Club in the days before the tournament to see some of the players practicing as well. It certainly is one of the best, one of the most important capitals in sport. You know, if you look around the different things, like the basketball team is one of the best, the football team is doing very well. You know, if you look at the number 1 cyclist in the world is based here. The Formula One drivers are here, whether it's Verstappen, you know, all of them are essentially here. So it's a huge centre of sport. And again, in terms of tennis, you know, we have the world number 1 Yannick Sinner here and many other players who are top of the sport as well.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover the full interview and more stories on our websites, News.mc and MonacoInfo.com. Next week, we will receive Ernesto Di Marzio, Head of Private Banking at UBS Monaco. This show is intended to provide a summary of the past week's top stories for the English-speaking audience. For daily and real-time news updates in English, please visit News.mc and subscribe to our free daily newsletter. For French news, visit MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.